7,535 pounds Rockwood rear kitchen fifth wheel here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. Super clean. The only reason this is here is because these folks bought their parents' new fifth wheel after their parents just bought an even newer fifth wheel from us here at Haylett RV. So I guess in a way these are, I don't know, kind of second generation customers. I'll take it. Now, before we hop inside, I wanted to take a quick moment to examine the little handle or bundle of totes that we have here. Just to, again, kind of drive home the type of person who owned this and the care and the maintenance that went into it. So the original grill is all in here and protected in its own tote, and look how they even made sure the handles didn't get bashed up by repurposing some of the original packing material. The sleeve that holds the grill looks like it's never been used. Everything in this is very clean. Everything in this had premeditation and forethought. This little box labeled odds and ends, it has a couple things like water filters. It's got a couple like stakes to hold down, like little screen room, just a whole bunch of random things. But the point is, they always had little odds and ends available to take care of stuff. Then this red box right here, this is actually like an emergency roadside kit with like placards and flares and stuff like that. Now, I hope you never need that. And the other thing is, it's not like there's a terrible amount of money wrapped up in the frame that I'm looking at here. It's the preventative care and maintenance that you need to pay attention to. This RV was owned by people who proactively took control of their situation and made sure that they were safe, the RV was in good working order, everything. And I think it's kind of cool they left that roadside kit along here with it. Quick little peek here with the slide closed before we really get rocking and rolling. One thing I did want to point out on this one is that you can navigate through here and you can squeeze between, actually pretty easily, between the countertop and the dinette to get to the bulkier storage. You will need to bump that 12-volt powered slide to probably get to the fridge or the pantry. Now the bedroom is very easy to access in transit. You could either go like right through here, or you could always go through the second entry door through the bathroom. Now, both in and out, she is exceptionally clean and well maintained. I don't see a single ounce of anything anywhere that gives me a moment's worth of pause or concern. The super slide over here, we've got our hide-a-bed sofa. Now, this is an old air mattress style. Now, the one thing I will say, as much as I like Rockwood, and as nice of a quality product as they've always put out, the entire RV industry pretty much used garbage air beds for a long time. That being said, $17 at the big box store of your choice, Walmart, Target, whatever, they can overcome that concern and challenge, so that's really not a big deal. Now, you've got day and night shades on all windows through this, and this has both the freestanding table and atrium window package, two separate upgrades applied to this right here. And what's also amazing is not only did they go with the atrium windows, they also went with the dual pane windows on this. This has the slightly better insulated dual pane windows. That being said, a lot of people don't realize dual pane windows in the RV industry, they are not at all what you think they are. They don't have near the amazing benefit that you would expect when you hear those words like in a residential situation, but the fact is, they're here, and somebody else applied them to this RV, and that is a huge item. What's nice is they will help cut down on a little bit of noise, a little bit of condensation on the windows. They have a slightly higher R value as compared to a traditional RV window, but again, if what you're looking for is extra insulation, there's other things that we can talk about. Solid surface countertops around this, and that's an awesome part of rear kitchens, is they have amazing prep space in here. And this is one of the very first seasons where Rockwood started recessing that sink below the countertop and also offering a flush mount stovetop to give us max prep space in here. Also, windows all over the place. All the cabinetry's easy to get to. Any overhead cabinet doors like this one will have their own little struts to keep the doors open so you don't have to juggle it open with your head. Sprayer style faucet. The drawers are all plywood box. You know, this is all aluminum framed, by the way. Fully vacuum laminated, all 6 sides. There's even a 1-inch laminated wall behind the nose cap in the bedroom, so it is a true 6-side lamination. Now, I love rear kitchens in comparison to rear living rooms, because in both cases, you get these nice chairs and you get a big picture window. But in the case of a rear kitchen, the big picture window, it's looking out at your campsite. You're not looking at the back of the RV behind you. Now, another nice thing in these Rockwoods, and it's still true today, you can still do this as you can upgrade like swivel chairs into full-on Lazy Boy recliners, which is awesome. And that's exactly what these are. They are full-on Lazy Boys right here. You don't see as much of it in today's market because theater seating has kind of overtaken the RV industry in the new market as the primary, alpha dog seating arrangement, as it were. You'll also find that not only are all of the original electronics present and accounted for, they've even added a TV and mount system in the bedroom that they've left included with this camper. Now you see the ceiling fan up there for extra airflow. This up here only does everything. Bluetooth, DVD. You can literally place hands-free calls through your RV with this thing, because if you notice, there's actually a little microphone right there, kind of like you have in your car. So if you're just laying in your living room or your hands are dirty or something in the kitchen, you can just bump the Bluetooth button to answer the call, and there you go. You can actually, kind of stand here and not have to dig around and grab your phone out of your pocket. Just little things. Now, other detail stuff like this little charging station, maybe for phones or something like that, right when you walk in the door. Even this has kitchen matching countertops. There's no corners cut or details missed in this one. Something else I want to point out, you see that big step up next to the bed? Well, neither do I. Because this doesn't really have a step up next to the bed. Now you've got this little bump right there, but that is nothing compared to some of these 8-9-inch steps that a lot of them have. As long as we're staring here at the bedroom, I want to point out the 60x80 all queen bed, or true queen bed rather. And you might notice this actually has a little bit of a ceiling vault to it. You can sort of trace the arch line right there if you're paying attention. It gives it a little more of an open feel, some extra headroom and whatnot. There is storage below the bed. You can see where the previous owners added TV here to the bedroom. And again, just like that road flare kit, anything that was dedicated to this RV, they left with it, including the nice TV mount and everything. And the biggest reason why is they didn't need those things anymore. As I mentioned earlier, they were purchasing their parents' fifth wheel, and their parents' fifth wheel already had everything, so there's stuff they just didn't need for this. Now, you don't tend to see this very often, especially today. You don't usually see a closet slide out on the camp side of an RV. And the biggest reason this is here is this allowed Rockwood to basically build this floor plan about 6 inches shorter. That is one of the reasons I mentioned that this is actually lighter weight as compared to today's models. The newer Rockwoods did get a little bit longer, and that meant they got a little heavier and more expensive. So you're basically still getting all the same new modern appliances and everything, all the current stuff, just in a little bit smaller package, a little bit more dynamite in a little smaller package. Now, we've got the Max Air fan here. This does have the Fantastic Fan vent cover on it on the outside, and you'll actually see you can raise and lower and turn that fan on and off right here with a handy wall switch. And let's take a second to appreciate the huge linen cabinet that we have going on here. And that's something Rockwood's always done very well. Rockwood's always had killer bathrooms because they're very good about storage space in the bathroom. Now, they've done two things here to make this very tall person friendly. The vaulted, well, three. The vaulted ceiling, the skylight, and they've recessed all the plumbing into the floor so that you don't have to, step up into the shower. Let me open this up here real quick. You can see how it, the shower level is the same as the main deck level. So, a big tall guy like me, if I just stand in front of this thing, you can see that I've got all kinds of headroom up here. You're not going to have issues with that. One more thing to note, this awesome Stonecast oversized sink. Stonecast is a superior material as compared to like plastic or resin or composite or whatever you want to call it. It's rated up to 500 degrees and it's clean. And that's another thing I've learned to look for. If people keep the bathrooms clean, they tend to keep the camper well maintained. It's just a general indicator I've picked up over years and years of doing this. So just like the inside, the outside is extremely well kept, extremely clean. I can't find anything here that concerns me. This is one of the first years you started seeing the nicer slam latches making their way into the towable business. Now, this has a very respectable pass-through storage for a smaller fifth wheel. Especially something that does not have that big aggressive step up in the bedroom. It is very impressive, the pass-through storage they managed to squeeze in here. Also, you can see we've got our TV hookups right there, so if you do feel like setting up a little outside TV station, you're good. I also like the fact that both the entry the steps inside and the steps out here have a little nighttime light. So if you are coming home late at night, maybe you've had a barley pop or two, maybe not, I don't know, but the fact is, you can see what you're doing. The previous owners added slide toppers to this. Actually, I mean, they put a lot of money into this coach. I think their intention was to keep it a lot longer, but when they got a sweetheart deal from their parents on a bigger, newer, fancier RV, they went, well, yeah, we're going to jump all over that. Now, this is super short bed friendly, which a lot of square-ish nose trailers like this are not. And that's because Rockwood was one of the very first to standardize that pivoting pin box that everybody else seems to take credit for. Rockwood was doing that years and years and years ago. Now, the pin box doesn't have to pivot. Like, it's in the fixed, locked position right now. Basically, there's an extra little thing that you can take out of this that allows it to pivot, or there's like a little lock box that you can put in to keep it straight like it is right now. Underbelly is enclosed. This does have 12-volt tank heaters, and I stress 12-volt because that means they're operational in transit, which 110 heaters are not. Nice look at the other slide awning right there. I've been on the roof. It looks good. Little detail stuff too, like previous owners put a little sewer hose caddy on the belly of it right there. And it keeps your, sewer stuff away from your drinking water stuff, because nobody wants their sewer hose to mingle with their lawn chair and their, their coolers and things. Am I right? Because do we really even need to get into why? Anyway. Roof is all laminated aluminum frame, fully walkable. I've trounced all over that. Looks good. I can't find any seal problems. Everything looks fine there. Awning looks good. Push button front leveling jacks, push button rear stabilizer, so you're never really manually wrestling with anything on this. We've got an outside grill hookup station at the back of that power awning right there. And something else to really talk about, other than the fact that they also applied the frameless windows, this thing is loaded up, is the four-wheel independent torsion suspension, not just torsion axles, but torsion suspension. As opposed to a leaf spring, all four wheels move independently, and there's a key difference in how this versus leaf springs work. Long story short, if you go around, those like curly Q exits on the highways that like give you motion sickness because you feel like you're on a merry-go-round or something and you're not 13 anymore. Well, when you're going around those things, a traditional leaf spring suspension will actually try to pull the trailer further off the road. Rockwood suspension will actually try to keep the RV flat and try to keep it tracking behind your vehicle. Plus, as opposed to a wide stance axle system, you're not putting extra stress on the rear tire. That being said, I've never seen a tire fail on the back of an RV because of wide stance axles. So I think that's more of a theoretical problem than a practical one. But either way. So, whether you need hitching, pieces, parts, trades, financing, if you need a truck to tow this thing, if you need us to deliver it, we only do everything at Haylet RV. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.